You guys are ready? Go ahead.
Tommy, why was the run game so effective against Notre?
I thought our all 11 did a nice job of playing together and identifying things through the same lens and seeing things through the same set of eyes. To have a good running game, it takes everybody, like we've talked about, quarterback, getting guys in the right position, communication between the lines and the tight ends, backs, trusting the holes and the looks and trusting what they've been taught, and then the receivers help create the explosive runs by blocking downfield. So got another great challenge this week to be consistent in the run game, but we're hoping to build off where we were at last time we played.
How does that momentum help you going into the BYU game?
Yeah, I think anytime you go into a bye after a good game and a performance that you're proud of, helps the momentum. It certainly gives our guys some confidence heading in there, but again, every week's a new challenge. Every day we're going to approach new things, and our focus right now is entirely on us and getting better and trying to make sure that we're in the right positions to be successful.
You guys have emphasized that Drew has always prepared to be the starter, regardless of whether or not he was the starter or not. But does the bye week help him in terms of just more time to just be prepared and get in thing rather than just being thrown out there as he was in week 3?
Yeah, I mean, he's had weeks to prepare for all of the games now, and so bye week helps reset everybody, but the expectation's still there for Drew to go out and operate. And I think weekly preparation is something that he works extremely hard at, and I don't think the bye weeks changed that a whole lot.
And then obviously he had played some games last year but had not started. How much farther do you think he has developed by just having a couple starts now under his belt from where he was at just a few weeks ago?
Yeah, nothing can replicate actually playing a game or taking the field. I think we got to continue to find a way to start fast. That's somewhere the first 2 starts we got to improve upon. I think you saw him get into a rhythm and find some confidence. Some of the down the field passing game and really taking ownership of what we're trying to do offensively. And you hope week to week you see steady improvement, and you hope after the course of prolonged season you see a different player as we get going towards the back half of the schedule.
Has Drew done anything the last 3 weeks that's kind of caught you off guard, whether it's on or off the field?
No, I mean, he's taken extreme ownership of the position he's in, which doesn't catch me off guard. That's like we've talked about how Drew is. There's nothing that we've asked him to do that he's shied away from. He's handled all things that come with being the quarterback at Notre Dame at an extremely high level, and he'll continue to do so.
And then Marcus talked about the dynamic between Tyler and Drew a little bit yesterday. I guess what have you kind of seen from that? Now the rules are kind of reversed.
Yeah, Tyler's really helpful. Tyler knows our offense. He knows where to put your eyes. He knows what we're looking at. And so there's things that he sees that he can help Drew with. And, I'm sure there's things that Tyler sees from a different perspective now that are ultimately going to help him. So they're extremely close. They've been that way, and they're helping each other, probably both ways, which is pretty interesting and cool.
How about with Steve Angeli? How much more comfortable are you if he had to go into a game now versus maybe 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot more opportunities for him throughout practice. We're hoping to get him in there at the end of the Carolina game. Didn't happen. Just to have some live experience. Yeah, I mean, the confidence grows every week. That's the message to Steve, is that week to week, our only goal is to get better, right? Like when he asks what's the expectation, it's that from week 3 to week 4 to week 5, there's steady improvement. He knows at any time, his number can be called, and there's a lot of teammates that are relying on him, and we're not going to lower our expectations for the quarterback, and we're going to continue to push and make sure that he understands that, and he's done a really nice job of owning the role he's in, and it's been exciting to see Steve grow. He's going to be such a better player because of all these experiences moving forward, and again, you can't replicate what he's having to be asked to do right now. So extremely excited and proud of the way Steve's handled it.
We know that all 11 guys have been a part of this offense, but what is 1 or 2 things that you can say about the offense that you've seen personally improve since the Marshall game, or through the 4 games this season?
Yeah, just offensive football is such a team game. It's different than defense. All we talk about is owning your role, doing your job. And so we're asking all of our guys, and a lot of time it's simple things, right? It's just the ability to repetitively do the little things, and that's what leads to success. There's no secret formula. Nothing's really changed. We're just continue to emphasize the details and having guys focus on what they're trying to do, focus on what they can control, play for each other with effort, and good things will come.
what was it about in that North Carolina game? What were some of the things, I guess, that brought confidence to the team? You guys putting up the most points you put up this season and just looked more fluid in offense. What was it about the offense that kind of became more confident in the players?
Yeah, I just think anytime you have success, you can build off of it. And so momentum's a real thing, rhythm's a real thing. But again, like the success, like we don't want success to mask our need to improve, right? And so like that's what we're all after is like we had success on offense, but that doesn't guarantee that the next time we play we're gonna have success. So we gotta strip things back down to why did we have this? And again, it's individuals doing the little things over and over again. And there's no secret to that. But like I said, when you get into a game, rhythm and momentum and confidence builds as you have successful plays.
Tell me, when the run game opens up the offense, what's it like to be up in that booth when you can have a little bit more in your playbook to go to?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually thought the passing game helps the run game last week, which is different. But like, you got to make them defend the width. You got to make them defend the vertical. And when you can get some advantageous boxes, we were very efficient in both run and pass. Look, being able to run the ball alleviates a lot of pressure off a lot of people, and certainly that's something we want to be able to hang our hat on. We feel like we have a great offensive line, tight ends, backs, like we have the pieces, and we just got to continue to play together.
What are the challenges BYU poses for your offense?
They're very multiple. They play a number of guys. I mean, they come out in waves. There's probably 20 to 25 guys that play on their defense. So, like, similar to how we're multiple in personnel, they are too. Week to week, they look a little different based on who they're playing. So you're preparing for, something that you're taking an educated guess on. They have good players. Bywater's a good player. Tooley's a good player. Coordinator does a great job. Again, they've evolved within the defense that they've had over the last couple of years. Coach Yaki he gives you a different challenge every week, and I think you got to try to figure out what that is. But they have a veteran team. I think they have like the most returning production out of any team in the country from last year. So you're going to get a lot of guys that have been in the system, have grown in the system, know the adjustments. So we got our work cut out for us. But again, as much as we can focus on ourselves, that's going to be our emphasis.
Last question.
Is there anything Is there anything about BYU that you noticed in their previous opponents that's something that you don't see as a weakness for this offense going into this matchup?
I don't understand the question.
Is there have you noticed when you look at BYU, their defense, something that they maybe was kind of strong-arming from a previous opponent in? Do you think is there anything, I guess, that's not a weakness for you guys in that area, even though it was a strong point for them against other teams?
I just think they look to attack what teams do very specifically. Like they are a game plan emphasized team. So they're going to look at our tendencies and things that we do well and try to take those away. So I think like being complementary to some of the things that we've had is going to be important in this matchup.
Thanks, Tom.